The wait for the Wolverines has been agonizing. For those who love this team so much, dry spells are painful. But by the look of things, the wait may soon be over. A second-year head coach and a freshman quarterback have boosted a program too proud to stay down for long.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Tate Forcier!
Lining up against them, undefeated Iowa on a mission to make believers out of the naysayers who think their record doesn't reflect who they really are.
The punch block, and he's going to go for a touchdown. Claiborne does it again.
The Michigan Wolverines climbing back toward the top. The Iowa Hawkeyes determined to stay there.
You are looking live at Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City, the site of a key conference matchup under the lights on Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines. Well, the implications huge for the undefeated Hawkeyes. They host the Michigan Wolverines, who have come ready to battle in their first matchup since 2006. Another sellout crowd, and they are ready to rock Iowa. Good evening, welcome everybody. With Kirk Herbstreit. Nice road trip up from Baton Rouge. I'm Brent Musburger. Glad you dropped by tonight. You know, Kirk, a late story with the Wolverines. Carlos Brown, a home run hitter, didn't make the trip. Well, what are they going to do in their backfield now?
Well, I think the key here is that Brandon Minor, who before the season started was really, in my opinion, could be one of the marquee running backs in the entire Big Ten Conference. Runs with tremendous passion. He's had a high ankle sprain all year long that slowed him. Rich Rodriguez told me on the field before the game, this is the best he's felt in weeks, and they expect him to carry most of the load tonight, which is huge for Michigan.
Now, Ricky Stanzi and the Hawkeyes offense, they have been building a core of receivers, but what about the Iowa quarterback?
Well, I think Ricky Stanzi is the key, not only tonight for Iowa, but for the rest of the season. He has at times been inconsistent. At times he's looked very dominant, in control, in great rhythm, and then other times he makes poor decisions. I remember a couple weeks ago when we were in Happy Valley, he looked pretty good, and then he came into some trouble. So I think tonight at home with a great crowd, people feeling excited about what this Iowa team can do, just play smart, give the ball to your playmakers, and if Stanzi makes good decisions, Iowa's going to be tough to beat in this stadium tonight.
And the Hawkeyes are dreaming of Rose Bowl, folks, but they've got a tough schedule. And this is one of their first big games against Tate Forcier and the Michigan Wolverines here tonight before a sellout crowd. As the Hawkeyes take the field. It is chilly here tonight. Football weather in the Midwest. 30 degrees, wind chill at 24. No snow, as we had here earlier today. How about our two quarterbacks now? Well, Ricky Stanzi, he's from the shores of Lake Erie. This weather won't bother him. But how about Tate Forcier? Right now it is 66 degrees out in San Diego. Lisa Salter, is this a little bit different weather for Tate?
Oh, that's right, Brent. It is cold down here, but like you said, so much better than the snow that we saw earlier this morning. When I saw that, I was thinking, oh my goodness, but Tate Forcier was playing weatherman, texting me saying, don't worry, Lisa, it'll end by game time, and sure enough, it did. He says this weather doesn't really bother him at all. In fact, he says he's played in cold like this all spring long in Ann Arbor. Remember that he enrolled back in January, enrolled early. Forcier did tell me that he was probably going to wear gloves tonight, though, Brent, because of the cold, but he warmed up without them. So it looks as though he's going to try to go as long as he can without the gloves, but don't be surprised if he puts them on as the temperature drops down here. Guys.
All right, Lisa. So Kirk Ferentz on the near side. And on the other side, Michigan winning the toss for Coach Rodriguez. And that is Chuck Long. He was the honorary captain. He flipped the coin there with Ferentz. And there is Rodriguez on the far sideline. So Michigan deferred after winning the toss. And the Hawkeyes will begin here on offense. And another fabulous crowd at Iowa City. Put the ball on the tee for the Wolverines. Paul Chaney, number 26, and Brandon Waker, the freshman, number 3 right there. bouncing kick fielded by an up back at the 23, and the Hawkeyes will begin at the 34-yard line. And here comes Stanzi.
Well, we talked earlier about Ricky Stanzi. He has actually had a great year with the exception of maybe 3 or 4 poor decisions. He's the leader now of this offense, and it's very important, I think, for Stanzi to get off to a good start. He did a good job of that last week against Arkansas State. I look for Michigan to crowd the line early in this game, and that running game from Iowa, which could give Stanzi some opportunities to throw the football downfield, especially on 1st and 10.
So they've realigned the secondary. Greg Robinson has. Trey Woolfolk, we note, has gone over to corner. Mike Williams and Jordan Koufax are the starting safeties. Of course, Donovan Warren is the other corner. We'll get into that story after first down. Robinson is the running back. He gets the first carry for the Hawks. Breaks the first tackle, but he is down at the 35. So, Herbie, a completely realigned secondary here for Coach Robinson and the Wolverines.
Well, Greg Robinson knew when he inherited this job he had one returning starter in the back end, and number 6, Donovan Warren. He's had to try to mix and match some personnel. Mike Williams is healthy now. That helps him out. The walk-on, number 32, Jordan Kovacs, has been a great story. We'll talk more about him. And how about the versatility of Troy Woolfolk, son of Butch, moving from safety back to corner where he was last year.
Cheney is the slot receiver. Stanzi looks in that direction, throws a pick 6 on the first pass of the game. Donovan Warren puts the Wolverines ahead on a horrendous throw, and Warren was standing right there, and there is a slow start by Stanzi again.
It's exactly what we're talking about with Ricky Stanzi. This year, it's been hot or cold. This is another poor decision, miscommunication with his wide receiver, Cheney. I think he was expecting 26 Cheney maybe to move to the outside. He throws it right into the chest of Donovan Warren, who, as we said earlier, is their top defensive back. He steps in front of it and walks into the end zone.
So the 40-yard return, and now Olasnavich makes it a 7-0 Wolverine lead, and for the moment, this sellout crowd is stunned in Iowa City. That's like stealing. Well, 46 seconds into the game, Ricky Stanzi's interception by Donovan Warren's 3rd pick of this season results in an early Wolverine lead. And during that timeout, offensive coordinator Ken O'Keefe huddling up with the quarterback. And there is Warren, one of the better corners in the Big Ten this year, if not the nation. This kickoff will be fielded by Wager at the 10. Wager looking to the right, busts out to the 30, cuts back, and he's out to the 43, giving the Hawks a bit of a lift and bringing the crowd back into it, Herbie. Wager stays in as the tailback, checking with Stanzi. And he will get the call, the freshman, near midfield. And our impact players here tonight for the Hawks, Herbie.
Well, especially after the way Ricky Stanzi started this football game off. Iowa has to have the ability to run the football with Adam Robinson. Great vision, powerful back, a redshirt freshman. As we're seeing, Brandon Wager also gets his chance to get in there. The combination has been sensational this year between the 2 young freshmen. And then, what a great sight. Tony Moeaki is back, number 81, the tight end. NFL future, tremendous athletic ability. Also gives the ability of Iowa now being in more 2 tight end looks, which is really something that they love to see. But he's a tremendous athlete and can catch the ball.
2nd down and 5. Staying on the ground, and now it's going to be 3rd and 5 as that hole was plugged by Mouton. So number 8, Mouton, came quickly into that hole and filled on the run.
Let's keep an eye on Ricky Stanzi early in this game. He's been criticized quite a bit by the local media over the last 2 or 3 weeks. He had a good game to start last week, threw some interceptions. Fans have been a little bit uneasy to throw a pick 6 early. You look into his eyes. He needs to get his confidence, and now he's facing a 3rd and 5.
Cheney slotted again to the right with McNutt outside of him, and now that H-back look. That's Moeaki. Good protection, fires for a first down, and that's McNutt. The young man was a quarterback when he was recruited Came here and they have made a wide receiver. He's a fine athlete. He scored his first touchdowns as a Hawkeye last week against Arkansas State.
Important to remember what Brent and I talked about in the opening part of this telecast. The weakness right now of this Michigan defense is the secondary. You've got a lot of different personnel in the lineup, and if Iowa's smart and they can get Ricky Stanzi to settle down, they're going to try to attack the youth and the inexperience of the Wolverine secondary.
Interesting, Herbie, they went back at the Warren side, and of course it's that other side that they need to test to see what they've got going with Woolfolk moving from safety. Beautiful fake. Rolls out and throws to the 19-yard line, caught by Johnson Koulianos. It was not a perfectly thrown ball, but it got the job done.
Well, the safeties get out of position because they're so anxious on 1st and 10 to come up and run support. Mike Williams that time left his area because he's coming up to stop the running game. Stanzi just, again, still trying to get comfortable. They might take a look at this one again. Looked like Johnson Koulianos made the catch, but it might have skipped there on the turf.
Spot. Incomplete pass.
We knew they weren't going to make that here.
2nd down and 10 at the 32-yard line on the right hash. Please add 10 seconds to the game clock. 10:15.
So they reset everything here. They'll bring the line of scrimmage back to the 32-yard line. You can see they move the chains back, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Wolverine 32. Wager, the freshman, in behind Stanton. Bulaga, in case you're wondering, is number 79. Hit before he could even get back to the line of scrimmage. There is the big man. That is Brandon Graham, perhaps the best defensive player on the Wolverine team.
Well, he brings a great deal of experience, and he does a good job. Kyle Callaway just dove at Brandon Graham, and Brandon Graham is way too athletic to just simply dive at him. He just threw Callaway to the turf, kept his balance, came in, and just engulfed Wager. He didn't have anywhere to go.
Greg will move Graham around in that defensive front, so they can't get a read on him, but he'll sit down again at that left defensive end. A 3-4 look with 3 down for the Wolverines on 3rd and 12. Play clock ticking away. Final 2 seconds. Stanzi will drop it off. Wide open. Moriarty running for the end zone. We're going to be deadlocked if they add the extra point. There's that hole in the secondary, and they attack it for a 34-yard touchdown. Tony Moiaki off the injury list. Daniel Murray will attempt the tying point. Herbie, what's most impressive about that is it came on 3rd and 12.
Amen.
So the Hawkeyes get even here. Meanwhile, Florida and LSU scoreless.
Well-designed play here for the touchdown by Moiaki. Man coverage. Brent mentioned 3rd down. Williams, the tight end, or the safety, is locked up right there. Here's what's interesting. He shows block, and here's the guy who had him in man, which is Mike Williams. He also comes, and then that frees it for an easy release by Moiaki, and there's nobody left there to be able to take him and stop him. The defensive backs, the rest of the defensive backs are in man coverage. Well designed there by Iowa, and as you said, a great time to call it.
Short kickoff, fielded at the 15-yard line by Stone, and he is stoned quickly here. Tate Forcier, number 5, finally will see his first snap. 9:15 left in the first quarter. Wolverine scoring on an interception, and there's the read option, and Forcier picks up about 9 yards.
Well, Tate Forcier has become one of the great stories this year in college football as a true freshman stepping in. This is the position that Rich Rodriguez always needs to be having an effective offense. And now that he's got a guy who understands the scheme and a guy who plays with great poise, it gives him a great chance to be effective.
Second down and 1, and they come back with Minor, and there's a holding flag thrown by the umpire.
The thing that has stood out to me, Brent, watching Forcier as such a young man, is his ability to understand a very complex scheme. Look at his size. He's about 180 pounds, Rich said, if he's that. And he throws his body around with reckless abandon.
You know him as Tate. His real name, you know, is Robert Patrick. Do you know that?
Did not.
Okay. Robert Patrick back in the gun. Second down and 11. There's that delayed look with Minor again, and the Hawkeyes were ready with Anger. Is that a great name for a middle linebacker? Anger.
Oh, that's...
So there you are. That is the given name. Robert Patrick Forcier. A couple of other brothers were quarterbacks. One down at Furman. The other a little bit older. I believe he lives with Tate in Ann Arbor. Third down and 10 now for Forcier out of the San Diego area. There's another penalty flag down. This one's intercepted. And Hunter, the linebacker, picks it off. But remember, we saw a penalty flag early.
Illegal formation. Number 7.
Hawkeye ball.
Was not in the line of scrimmage. The penalties decline. First down, Iowa.
Now, Herbie, they will inherit it in the red zone.
Brent, I don't think you're going to find a group of linebackers who are as fundamentally sound and well-schooled as what you find from Iowa. This time Hunter actually plays with Colger and then sits back. If Hunter doesn't make that interception, I think Tyler Sash probably steps in front of it and he may have made the interception.
Robinson is the running back. Wide open in the right flat. Chaney was working out there, and he is down to the 16-yard line. You know what's interesting, Herbie? Both quarterbacks, their first passes of the night have been intercepted.
Yeah.
Warren for a pick 6.
Yeah.
And here Hunter putting the ball back in the red zone for the Hawkeyes.
I was just thinking the same thing. I mean, to see a game that's this big, it's prime time. They're feeling the pressure. Both these programs know that they need a win tonight, and they're feeling, especially the quarterbacks, are pressing a little bit. We've seen Ricky Stanzi bounce back. We'll see what Tate Forcier does when he gets his chance to come back out.
Both tight ends on the field now. Reisner joins Moeaki. And they're going to throw from a double tight end underneath. And that was Reisner, his first catch of the night. So the offense that Ferentz loves to run frequently features 2 tight ends, and by having Moeaki healthy again here tonight, he's able to use them both. And the ball at the 11-yard line will bring up a 3rd and short against the Wolverines. And now Keenan Davis, the fine freshman wide receiver, comes in off the Hawkeye sideline. He's number 6. He'll go down to the left. Robinson stays in as the running back. He had that big touchdown run a few weeks back against Penn State. This is 3rd and 2. We're going to throw again. End zone. McNutt. No, incomplete. Waved off. The official waited to take a peek at it, and Warren, they continue to go in that direction. Herbie, that surprises me.
Yeah, I think it surprises all of us because of the experience of Warren. Look at the effort by McNutt going up and over, almost secures the ball, but give Warren credit because he never gave up on the play. Marvin McNutt has a lot of confidence after last week's games where he had a couple touchdowns. He goes over Donovan Warren, starts to bring it in, but Warren doesn't give up on the play and eventually knocks it away.
Daniel Murray. This 28-yarder for the lead. Nails it. Hawkeyes' first lead of the night. They trailed by 7, 46 seconds into the first quarter. Now with 5:50 to play, they lead it by a field goal. Timeout. 10-7. Hawkeyes, before another sellout crowd, lead it here for the first time tonight. Murray's first kickoff of the evening was a tad short. Stoneham and Kelvin Grady are back deep. At the 13-yard line, Stoneham. Ball loose. He's got it. The battle down below. Remember, Carlos Brown did not make the trip. Suffered a concussion in practice during the week. Sure, he's back home watching. He's a big play running back. He had a 90-yard touchdown and a 61. Here comes his replacement for the night, Minor, and he's upended at the 35-yard line by Greenwood, one of the safeties. And for more on the quarterback, and what did you say that movie was for Robert Patrick? Little Man Tate, Lisa?
Little Man Tate, Brent, and he got the nickname from his father, who thought that his son, Robert Patrick, reminded him of the main character from that movie because he had a lot of street sense. And I'm told by Robert Patrick, Tate, that his father to this day still calls him Little Man Tate.
Guess what the coach calls him, Herbie? Simply Hollywood. And here comes Minor for a first down to the 45-yard line.
I love Brandon Minor. I know people have talked this week about Carlos Brown getting dinged in practice, and he's a talented back. He's got speed. But Brandon Minor brings passion, heart, and soul to this offense. I mean, when he runs and he's healthy, he takes so much pressure off of Tate Forcier because of his ability to run with such tremendous power.
Now that pitch to Shaw, trying to run wide, and he is brought down at the 30, well, about the 37-yard line. Let's catch it. Let's check it on that first down play.
Now, Rich Rodriguez's offense, as long as we've been following him, it's predicated upon first downs, creating tempo. You can all of a sudden feel a difference with Tate Forcier. They want to get up to the line and snap the ball and get this Iowa defense on its heels as much as they can.
Minor now to Forcier's right. The read option, Forcier keeps it. Stumbles his way to the 35. The one thing about the read option, and in talking to the defensive coordinator the other day, Norm Parker, he said, you know, you've got to protect the backside. He said in the old veer option, everybody was moving in the same direction, and you had the belly, the dive, the pitch, etc. But he said when you have this kind of an option, the quarterback's looking at the backside, and that's where you can become vulnerable. So here's third down with Norm having signaled in the defensive play. He's one of the best defensive coordinators in the country. Roll out pass into a tight zone, and if they mark it incomplete. Line judge was on top of it. Odom's the intended target, and it'll be fourth down here, Herbie.
Well, Odoms did a good job of taking his route up to the point where if he catches the ball, it's a first down. But Rich Rodriguez knows now he's in that gray area of, as far as decision making. Is the effort as he comes down. Ball comes out clearly. It's an incompletion, but he will go for it here on fourth down.
That was very close to a catch and fumble, folks. And he recovered it. Fourth down. So they're going to go for it now. And Vincent Smith, the fleet freshman from Pahokee, is alongside. He's going to dash out. Forcier for the first down. Got the corner, steps out of bounds.
This is a really nice job by Tate Forcier of recognizing it right away. Watch this. Comes off of a decision right away because he saw a seam off to the left, and he knew that he had an ability to outrun Klug, the defensive tackle, and then it's just a foot race, and he knows he has the speed to pick up that first down.
Great job by Ortman, running Claiborne off and creating that hole that time, taking advantage of Claiborne's speed as the youngster from Pahokee crosses the 25-yard line. So here's a stat. The Hawkeyes have not allowed a rush TD since November 8th, 2008 against Penn State. 33 quarters of football without having given up a rush touchdown. Now second down and 8. Minor is back in. Forcier rolling right, has time on the move, throws inside the 5-yard line, and it is caught right down there by Odoms again, and And Forcier on the move, throwing the ball beautifully.
They're
here.
doing a nice job, Brent, of moving him around, sometimes in the pocket. Look at the timing of this throw right here. He almost waited for the decision by Prater, the corner right to the left there. Watch, he waits for Prater to come up. Once he comes up, there's a nice hole behind that, and he throws it perfectly with that accuracy.
That's first down and goal, and they'll bring 2 running backs. They will flank him with Grady, Kevin Grady, and Minor behind Kevin. Hole, good block, end zone, touchdown, Michigan. There is the first rushing touchdown against this Hawkeye defense in 33 quarters.
Well, Kevin Grady, 24, leading the way, hits Sash, kicks him to the outside, and look at the knees getting up by number 4. When Brandon Minor is running with his knees up, he's a tough man to bring down.
Olasnavich with the Wolverines leading again, this time by 4, 14-10.
Great answer by the Wolverines.
So Wright to kick it off. Chaney and Wigger back deep for the Hawks. Meanwhile, down south, it's still just a field goal game down there. The Gators leading the Bengal Tigers. And here we've had put up 24 already. Fielded at the 12-yard line. This is Wigger again, trying to get an alley. Nice return out to the 35-yard line. I was very impressed with the Wolverine offensive line on that drive, as you were.
Yeah.
That was. They blocked Claiborne beautifully that time on several occasions, and that's a bouncer incomplete.
And here's Stanzi again, rolling to his right and trying to go after the strength of the Michigan secondary, number 6, Donovan Warren, who's saying, bring it on. I love this. Donovan Warren's been going through most of this year where most offenses are attacking the other side of the field. But tonight, at least early in this game, the Hawkeyes are coming right after him, and he's had quite a bit of success.
Woolfolk again has moved from safety to corner. So he's coming. You see him trotting down just inside the 40-yard line there. Now he's backing off. A little bit of a soft corner. But Stanzi's been looking almost exclusively to the right or to the middle. Now he comes back to the left. Cut off. Going to have to run. And a fine run, stepping out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
He's kind of slippery. I mean, he's not obviously a dominant athlete playing quarterback, but he has just enough to be able to wiggle out of some potential sacks, and that time not only avoiding the sack and needing to throw it away, but picking up 5 yards and giving himself a chance here now on 3rd down.
Greg Robinson, former head coach at Syracuse, but he was a defensive coordinator, remember, with the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. He continues to substitute 2 and 3 at a time. And reposition his defensive lineman, not giving Stanzi a set look. In trouble, sacked. Down he goes in the arms of Graham again.
Well, the speed of Brandon Graham is very, very impressive. This time he's just going to come from the bottom. Look at the speed that he uses here, the power and the hands. He uses his hands probably about as well as any defensive end in this conference. Beluga right now still trying to get confident and be able to coming back from the injury. This is his 2nd game back, but I love to see Brandon Graham. Last year he had 10 sacks for this Michigan defense.
Look at that Wolverine team run down to the other end of the field at the end of the quarter. That's what impressed Greg Robinson about West Virginia when he was coaching Syracuse and Rich Rodriguez had the Mountaineers. That's why he asked for a job with him. Game on here between the Wolverines and the Hawkeyes in Iowa City. On a great night for football. Temperature in the 30s here in Iowa City. 24 points on the board here already on the first punt of the night. We've got 2 of the best punters in the country. Matthews back deep on Donahue's punt, and he is stopped at the 30-yard line. I mean, there are 6 in the box. He fumbled. There's a 2 fake loose ball. Hawkeyes have got it. A little bit too much Hollywood that time.
this started, and remember with David Malk, their starting center, out, they've moved Mooseman to center, and over the last couple of weeks they've had a few problems with snaps. Now this snap is okay. Forcier handles it, but it's low to the left, and I think when it got low to the left, you just saw him saying to Rich Rodriguez, it got slippery. The snap's low to his left, and the ball just slipped out of his hands.
This is Hunter. He made the interception, and he is going to finally recover it. So number 32 now has a fumble recovery and an interception. 42 doing the job again. Great strike to McNutt to the 25-yard line.
There's a nice job of reading this defense. Number 8 this time, Mouton moves to the outside, and it gave a nice crease, nice opening, and an easy read for Ricky Stanzi. What I love to see there, considering the way this first half has gone for Stanzi, is the way he stepped into the throw with great authority, believing in what he was seeing and making a strong throw.
Robinson's the running back. Incomplete. Stross, the intended receiver, at the 21-yard line. We take a look at the Pacific Life game summary. A couple of quarterbacks, Herbie, who have been, well, up and down so far in this game.
Yeah, we've liked a lot of what we've seen from Forcier. At times, you love what you've seen from Stanzi. Right now, you just have Forcier making 2 errors compared to Stanzi making the 1 error with the pick 6. And now you see if Stanzi can capitalize on Tate Forcier's second mistake.
Davis, the freshman receiver, is out to the left. Big-time prospect. Second down and 10. Stanzi off a pump fake. Drops it high to Robinson, a running back at the 5-yard line. Robinson coming back. It was a little bit underthrown, and a good reaction by number 32.
They slip him out of the backfield right here. It's just a wheel route. It's actually predetermined. Stanzi's hoping that the defense bites on it, and they actually do not. They do a good job, but Mike Williams gets lost because the ball is underthrown, and he doesn't make the adjustment back with the freshman back, who did a good job. Robinson did a good job coming back.
Incomplete is the ruling on the field, that the ball hit the ground and it'll be coming back. Let us take a look.
I'm sure they're going to take another look at this one too. We had one earlier go against Iowa.
Now there, the right hand is underneath it.
I was going to say the first one with Johnson Koulianis, his hands were not under it. This time it does look like that. You can see the gray gloves look like they're underneath the football. Or right under the ball before it hits the turf. Here's a great look at it.
So far, I don't see an indication that the communicator, though, has stopped play. So they're going to go with the ruling on the field, 3rd down and 10. So obviously up in the replay booth, they have gone along with the call. Quick slant, McNutt, incomplete. And that was well defended by Warren again. Warren's having a busy night for an all Big Ten corner, folks.
I can't figure out if Ricky Stanzi just likes to throw to his right or if he's purposely going after an all-conference corner in Donovan Warren. But he's going to keep challenging him, I guess, until he hits one.
Well, here comes Murray again to attempt another field goal that would pull the Hawkeyes to within 1 if successful. 12:55 to go here. This will be a 41-yard attempt. Is it long enough? You bet. 1-point football game. 14-13. Michigan leading Iowa with 12:50 to go in the first half. Here's Murray with the ball on the tee. This is going to be fielded at about the 14-yard line by Minor stepping back. Here's the read option, going to keep it. Broke away from containment and made the most of it. And that was a big defensive end, Broderick Benz, who had him corralled in. He simply ran away from it.
Usually you read the end, and if he comes down, you're going to keep the ball. This time, Benz actually sits out there. The read is that time to give the ball and run the zone play with the running back. He misread it, but he overcame it with a nice little move there in the open field to pick up some yards.
2nd and 4 for Forcier. Checks the play call on the sideline. Forcier forced out of the pocket and stumbles down at the 33-yard line, and that'll bring up a tough 3rd down here.
That time Forcier got back, he was actually looking to his left to find Stoneham. And I'll tell you, a guy who's having a pretty good game is Jeremiah Hunter, who looked up Stoneham right away and took away the slant route, and it left Forcier with nothing there except to try to improvise, and then he lost his footing.
Need 14 yards out of this. Again, forced to do it on the run and has to throw it away.
True freshman or not, Rich Rodriguez is going to let him know about his frustration. One thing that's struggling, Forcier is probably telling Rich Rodriguez, his receivers are getting mauled. They're getting beaten up at the line of scrimmage. That's one of the things that Norm Parker really wanted to see from his Iowa defense, beating up on the Michigan wide receivers to try to disrupt the timing between Forcier and the receivers throwing the football.
Here on the other end is Mesco, outstanding punter for the Wolverines. So he's matched against Donahue here tonight. Left foot's a beauty. Oh, he drove Chaney back to the 12. And Chaney makes it back to the 21-yard line. And that's where the Hawkeyes will have it. Trailing by 1. We've got 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines. So the Dodgers sweep the Cardinals into the National League Championship Series. A lot of Cardinal fans around Iowa City, throughout the entire Midwest. And there's a pump fake by Stanzi. Going to come down the sideline. Strauss diving reception at the 44-yard line. Beautiful catch.
Michigan brought the blitz, and Stevie Brown almost gets to it. And, you know, Ricky Stanzi, he's going to keep going. Trey Strauss, a little pump and go, gets physical there by Warren. The ball is perfectly thrown by Stanzi to give Strauss a chance there. You know, Ricky Stanzi threw the ball very well last week against Arkansas State down the field, mainly to McNutt. This time Strauss comes down with a big catch.
33-yard gain. And a first down, a short drop, pump fake, moving back to the right, throw against the grain, middle, bad, dangerous throw. Wager had slipped out, and Mouton was right there. You're looking for trouble.
Be very careful. These are the decisions that Stanzi has to be able to avoid. Throws right back into the teeth of the defense. Mouton was baiting him. That's backyard football. He's hiding behind Wager, saying he's open, throw it. Then he steps in front of him just a hair too late, or that's an easy interception for number 8.
Second down in 10. So the Iowa play selection, the run game going nowhere so far against this defensive front. High snap, blitz coming in. Stanzi sits down at the 45. Doesn't want to risk losing it as he went back, but that's a loss of about 13 or so yards on that play.
Well, we saw Michigan have a snap that affected them. Again, Ricky Stanzi, I think the snap is high, very, very high. Trying to give him a little bit of the center, a bit of a break there. But that was a poor snap, and now Iowa's offense probably just go with a draw or a screen here.
Coach Ferentz would settle for a few yards and let Donahue try to pin them back inside the 10-yard line. Donahue, a superb punter. I think this will be a high-risk play on 3rd and 24. Maybe that'll surprise me. Stanzi is going deep middle, and there's Johnson Koulianos. How about that on 3rd and 24?
Well, Brent, this shows you the youth and the inexperience. Mike Williams, number 40, has got to be able to get back in the middle part of this defense. The ball is thrown right over top of his head. I know Warren is there to make the play, but that's on number 40, who's in the middle of that defense. It's his job to patrol that part. He should have been back there to knock that football down, but a great catch there by Johnson Koulianis.
For 47 yards, and it is a first and goal for Stanzi and the Hawks. The freshman from Dakota Dunes, South Dakota.
It's a great throw here by Stanzi, but in the middle of the field, Mike Williams has to be able to do a good job. See how he runs to the middle of the field? Look at his back pedal. By the time look how slow he is to react. The ball is well thrown over the top of him, but those are the frustrating things when you're dealing with a young secondary, but a great job of taking advantage of it by Ricky Stanzi.
Notice how I stressed South Dakota. You fans in Sioux City, Iowa, get off the word processors. I got your mail. Bishop, Heelan High School. That's where Wager went on the other side of the Missouri. Now, Stanzi on a roll, going to walk to the end zone, dive for the pylon, and the line judge going to mark it just short.
He wanted to throw that football to McNutt on the slant, but I hate to come after Mike Williams again. Mike Williams starts to sink in, and he's very, very fortunate to recover here. Come up with a big hit along with Warren to knock him out and not allow him to, actually it's Mouton coming in with Mike Williams, not allow him into that end zone.
So they put Morse in front of Wager. A power look on 3rd and 1. Wager jumps, end zone, touchdown. So there you have it. The youngster from Bishop Heelan High School, Sioux City, Iowa, lives on the other side in South Dakota. Go crazy.
Once they converted that 3rd and long, Iowa's offensive line, I think, had an advantage over the last couple of plays. A good push, and Wager having a little bit of fun going up and over. Landing on his feet is always a good thing.
Well, look what we got here. A 2014 game in Iowa City. So they will take that 6-point lead. And let's go down to Lisa with Coach Rodriguez.
Big sprint. Coach Tate Forcier, he threw an interception, fumbled once, stumbled. What was going on with him in that first half?
Well, the ball was a little slick on his hand a little bit. We got to get that corrected. And he's got to settle down. He's capable of making plays. He's making some. We just got to calm down and not hurt ourselves with those critical errors.
Now, before they scored that second touchdown, you guys had them at 3rd and 24. They completed a 47-yard pass. What broke down?
That's disappointing. I think we had a little breakdown maybe in the back end. Maybe the guy didn't break on the ball well. But we just got to make some plays, get them off on 3rd down, and execute on offense.
All right, thank you, Coach. Guys.
All right, Lisa, thank you. And right now we're going to send it to the Times Square studio. Big John Saunders and smooth Jesse Palmer. The Bud Light halftime report. Take it away, John. Well, we welcome you back to Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines. And as you just heard, the Dave Matthews Band, our official band all season long, on ABC's Saturday Night Football, featuring songs from the new album, The Big Whiskey and the Gru Crux King. Well, Herbie, a 2014 ball game here with Iowa leading. Some things surprised us and some did not.
No, I mean, we came into this football game expecting to see which quarterback would be able to emerge and which one would be able to avoid the mistakes. And there's been some good and some bad, I think, for both. Forcier turned the football over. Michigan as a team turned the ball over 3 times in 6 possessions. And they've also tried to come back and make some plays when they've had some opportunities. And how about Ricky Stanzi? He's been under fire here in Iowa City because of some good and bad play coming into the game. First pass of the game, a pick 6 at Donovan Warren. And all of a sudden he starts to settle down and make some big plays. With Michigan crowding the line of scrimmage, I think Ricky Stanzi, especially in this second half, is going to have to continue to prove that he can throw the football effectively to make that Michigan defense back out.
So our Southwest Airlines playbook gets you up to speed here, and we get ready to go with the Hawkeyes leading the Wolverines by 6 in a Big Ten showdown. Iowa with the nation's 2nd longest win streak. They'll kick it off. It's fielded at the 5 by Stoneham. Stoneham looking for an alley on the right flank, and he'll be run out of bounds at the 33. And Reiner gets the call on the read option to the 35-yard line, picking up a couple on first down.
Brent, I think if there's anything that surprised us is that Tate Forcier, the way he played this football game, he's been effective, but he's had an offensive line that has really pushed around one of the more talented front fours that we've seen probably this year in doing games.
Yeah, they rushed for 87 yards. Now he'll stand and throw. And incomplete. It'll be third down. Diving for the ball was Hemingway, Junior Hemingway, and it's incomplete. So that offensive line that Herbie alluded to, and look at the height. They're not broad like some of the old Bo Schembechler lines, and Dan Dierdorf would not look particularly svelte next to that group, but they're very agile and good feet. That would be an observation of watching them in film the other day. Third down now. Forcier knocked down. Benz, big number 91, the other defensive end, brings it to the ground.
See, I want to see if the trend continues with Michigan being able to control things up front, because you know at halftime Norm Parker, Iowa's defensive coordinator, got after Benz and company. How about the athletic ability by Benz? 6'2", about 265 pounds, goes up into the air and almost has the ability to make the catch as he leaps high to knock that ball down.
Now here's a youngster who can really boom it. Sandeman back at the 17-yard line. It was low enough that he's got to return, and there's a penalty flag. So they'll bring back part of it. It's thrown around the 25-yard line.
Sees man-to-man coverage here.
Gonna go deep. McNutt. Jump ball, basketball player knocked away at the end, and that was a fine play by Troy Woolfolk, who's playing that corner, and they finally went after the safety who was converted, Herbie.
Yes, finally, the first time we've seen Woolfolk, who, as you said, moves to corner. Look at the effort here. McNutt has the football, and he's still battling for that football until finally, as he goes down, Woolfolk knocks it away. But that's the adjustment that Michigan has made, moving Woolfolk from safety over to corner, which has been an area of concern for Michigan this year, opposite of Donovan Warren. That time holds up pretty well. But you're right, where's that bend from Ricky Stanzi attacking the left side instead of going towards Donovan Warren?
Second and 10. Sticking on the ground with Robinson, and he busts a tackle, spins. That's their best run of the night to the 33-yard line.
But one of the things that you have to be careful of is when you're attacking downhill as fast as this defense is, if your safety misses the tackle, Jordan Kovacs right there, there's nobody left to make a play. Kovacs comes up. He's the walk-on. He's the guy who had 17 tackles last week against Michigan State. They're very impressed with what he can do. That time he misses the open tackle, and Robinson shows good effort there to be able to pick up that first down.
Yeah, one of the things Hayden Fry did when he became the legendary coach in 1979, he painted the visitors' locker room pink. And he tries to soften up these rascals for the second half, and the Hawkeyes are moving the ball, and you know what, folks, there might be something to it. As Moyaki, well, there it is. Now take a look at this. And Hayden Fry, degree in psychology, and he studied that there's something to mood, human mood, and colors. And this softens you up, Herbie, considerably, puts you in a dreamy state.
I've been in there. And the only thing that frustrates you in that pink locker room is I think there's 2 commodes for the whole traveling team.
And it's pink in there too, folks. Can't show you that, but trust us. First down and 10 with Stanzi. Yep, so now they'll have to shake off the after effects of resting and eating their oranges and etc. in the pink atmosphere. Stanzi, he'll keep it out of bounds at the 45, and he's got another first down.
Ricky Stanzi. Ricky's got a little bit of hop in his step right now as he's come out here to start this second half, which is important. Callaway does a good job of pinning Brandon Graham to the inside, and once he did that, it gave Ricky Stanzi the option to either buy some time to make the throw or break contain very easily and then pick up some yardage. He's got a different look to him here to start this second half.
To the running game. Big hole and Robinson. So it is the right side now. Starting to soften things up here. And forcing Kovacs to make the stop. Big gashing holes here.
Look at the crease and the zone blocking here by Iowa. That's what was missing in the first half. And when you start to run and you start to throw a little bit, you start to get the Michigan defense moving. And when you get them to move, that's when you can push them to the sideline. And eventually a back like Robinson's patient, uses his vision, and accelerates upfield when he sees that crease.
Coming right back. They know a good thing when they see it. Ferentz says, if you stop it, we'll stop calling it.
Really, really good technique by Iowa's offensive line. I don't know what Kirk Ferentz said and Ken O'Keefe, the offensive coordinator, said, but it looks like a different offensive line to start this second half. You would think coming into the game with the size of Iowa's offensive line and with the talent that they have, that there would be a big advantage going up against the undersized Michigan defense. But the scheme and the effort by Michigan in the first half won a lot of those battles.
Second down and 4. Short drop, wide open, through behind it. Strauss had to turn around to make that catch, and this is the Hawkeye offensive line. Bulaga, and he's had his hands full tonight against the speed rushers, Richardson, Eubanks, but it's Reif who started there. But now we notice that Vandervelde has been playing right guard a little bit next to Callaway. So Vandervelde has been helping blow these holes open early here in the second half. So it is third down, and there's Callaway. There's Vandervelde going right next to him. Third down and 4. Stanzi for the Hawkeyes pulls out, through short, and a diving interception, incomplete. Interception attempt there at the 4-yard line, but he underthrew the receiver on this one, Herbie.
Boy, he has to get rid of the football because of the pressure that he received. The young freshman Rowe actually gets in there quickly. Good effort by Stevie Brown, but if he had a little bit more time, Adam Robinson was sneaking out of the backfield, and he was all alone right in the middle of the Michigan defense. But a good job hustling there by Craig Rowe, the freshman out of Scottsdale, Arizona, for Michigan to get that pressure and force that errant throw.
So here's Murray. He's made 2 of 3. It's that long 50-plus yarder just at the end of the first half. And this one, he knocks it through. He's now 3 of 4 on the night. It's 23-14. Hawkeyes lead it. I expect to see Kirk Herbstreit step out of the cornfield there. That's his favorite baseball movie. It's 93 miles from Kinnick Stadium, Herbie, over in Dyersville, Iowa. The Lansing Family Farm. Field of Dreams, of course, was a movie released in 1989. And this kickoff was picked off at the 21-yard line. And again, that was Smith. And let's check in down below with Lisa.
Well, Brent and Kirk, something else about Kinnick Stadium. The sidelines are really tight. As you can see, the fans are almost right up on the benches. I'm on the visitor side, and because it's the visitors, they don't allow fans to sit in the first and second rows. But that's not the case on the home side. You figure what could happen there? Well, there was an incident last weekend where a defensive end, Adrian Claiborne, was being harassed by a fan the entire game. That fan had to be removed from the stadium and was arrested. How bizarre is that, guys?
Exactly, isn't it? Claiborne is far from the crowd right now, working at right defensive end. And the first pass, he squeezes it in. Forcier does to Koger, and Koger's got 3 passes here tonight.
Well, he threads the needle here. What a great throw, and again, demonstrating the accuracy, picking up a much-needed first down to get the rhythm established. Koger on the backside. Look how tight that is. Sash, the safety, number 9, almost comes back. Had a chance potentially to knock the ball away and at the very least knock Koger out. But he misses him, and Koger's able to hold on to the football.
Good ISO play, and there he is again. 3 consecutive carries. He's picked up at least 1 first down and close to his 2nd here.
And he has a lot of durability when he's healthy. You could see with the vision, he's slippery, he's got explosiveness. 16 carries now on the night.
This looks like a Bo Schembechler offense. That's what this looks like. Forcier said, "Now we're not going to show that ISO power eye all night long. I got to show you a little razzle dazzle." And Claiborne was there.
And there's just a play that was developed to go to the outside, and it breaks down. And Tate Forcier, I have to keep reminding you and I and everybody watching, it's a true freshman that plays with a lot of poise. He enrolled in Michigan in January of last year to help him get comfortable and settled in. But the young man plays with a great deal of poise.
Great fake by Forcier. Bought time, but he still has to drop it off in underneath. So that was Kevin Grady. And Herbie, you mentioned it, and it reminds me that if you go through the great history of Michigan football, there have only been 3 true freshmen who started, and Rick Leach, I'm reminded, did not start until the 4th game back in '75. Chad Henne, who will go on the Monday Nighter for the Dolphins. There you are, and Tate Forcier the third.
Chad Henne had a great freshman year for Michigan, and Tate Forcier not only having a great year as a Michigan quarterback, but in the history of college football if he keeps this up.
Boy, Minor is a man on this drive.
Sure is.
Wow, is he bringing the Wolverines right down the field.
Well, he's putting this offense on his back and showing what he can do. And you talked about it. They're in an I formation right now, going back to the old school type of Michigan offense, mixing up the looks and getting Brandon Minor, I think, a lead blocker. And when he has a lead blocker and they get a little bit of a push up front, he is a load to bring down.
Kevin Grady is that lead blocker. The brothers, the Grady brothers, of course. Kevin's the lead blocker for him. And Minor's squeezing and trying to get the most out of it. Claiborne is there again defensively.
You know, you say something like true. I'm always appreciative of true freshmen playing this position, playing quarterback, just because it's so difficult to do.
Exactly.
With the offenses and how complex they are, the defenses, the zone blitzes. There's so many things to be able to look. He's very fortunate to be from a football family, the youngest of 3 brothers. His dad has worked with him. It's almost like he's been trained to do this his whole life.
He graduated early so that he could go to Michigan in January, and he was there for spring practice, and of course that allowed him to catch up on this offense. And now it's 2nd and 6 for Forcier, and that quick lateral to Minor trying to get the corner. He got a first down. Minor picks up another first down behind that solid blocking. Herbie.
How about the blocking on the perimeter? Look at the top there. Koga, the tight end. Matthews trying to help out. Odom's doing his job. When they look at the film, Rich Rodriguez will be proud about Brandon Minor and his effort, but he's really going to point out that the perimeter blocking there was important. Finally fatigued here a bit.
So Shaw, the backup here tonight. They're without Brown. Shaw's to the left, checking on the signal. And here is Shaw cutting back, and he's down to close to the 1-yard line.
He brings a completely different feel and dimension to this offense. You get Brandon Minor, who's the power back, and when Shaw comes in, the sophomore out of Trotwood, Ohio, can lower the boom with great speed, good vision, but the acceleration up into that Iowa defense, very different feel from Brandon Minor.
And Minor checks back in now as the running back. He gets the handoff. Burrows for the end zone and waiting for the signal. Touchdown. Back to a 1-score game for the Wolverines, and it was Travis Minor, and it's only fitting that he gets the touchdown. He carried the load.
Brandon Minor took this football team down the entire drive. Different look. They got in the I formation. They led the way with Grady. Michigan won the battle at the line of scrimmage, and Tate Forcier in Michigan right now gets the momentum back here on the road.
Olasnavich adds the extra point. And when you think about the Michigan season and Forcier, it has been one exciting game after another.
I loved Era, by the way, in the booth. I thought he was phenomenal.
He was a great partner. Not to mention he was one of the greatest college coaches of all time.
Absolutely.
At Northwestern, Miami, Ohio, and of course Notre Dame. We all remember it. Now Ricky Stanzi handing off to Robinson, who busts the first tackle.
It's got a ball game now. We're going to see how Iowa bounces back. I mean, they're playing at home. The crowd is pretty much out of this football game at this point. Iowa's had some chances to to bounce back when they've faced some adversity tonight. Ricky Stanzi, remember the last pass that he made, Donovan Warren almost made another great interception deep in Iowa territory.
Second down and 5. Robinson, first down. He's run very well here in the second half for the Hawkeyes.
Had some success here running to the right side. You can see in the first half they were running into a wall, an 8-man front more often than not. In the second half they've mixed up the play calling, hit a few passes, but let's face it, the offensive line from Iowa has been able to stay on their blocks, and I think that's allowed their backs to find some of those creases, and they've been able to get to that second and third level of the defense.
First down and 10. Stanzi, complete to McNutt, and he is ripped down at the 45. That is big Brandon Graham, number 55, back on that stop.
Brandon Graham has been all over the field. You think he's going to rush the quarterback, right? Well, he's going to drop back into some coverage here in a different look, and he's going to give you an idea how physical he can be. Actually, he is rushing the quarterback, but he doesn't give up on the play, and this is why, as a receiver, you better be ready, because you never know what's coming.
Where did he come from?
Exactly.
I'm not supposed to get hit by that number. Not out here. Second down and 6. Those little corners. Here comes Robinson. He's not going any place. He's going to put him in third down.
Look how many people are up in the box here. Look how they're slanting actually towards the line of scrimmage. There's no way you can execute this. Adam Robinson, very fortunate just to fight, scratch, and claw to get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe pick up a yard there. Michigan overloading that line and slanting, making it tough on the Iowa offensive line there.
So they call it 3rd and 5. Graham and his buddies get ready here now for Stanzi, who's back in the gun.
Greg Robinson, top of the screen in the yellow maize sweatshirt, jumping up and down.
Fires it, and I don't believe they got the first down. Moyaki was the intended target, and Ize was over there defensively. So it'll be 4th down and 1, and no time for a gamble. I'm sure that the Wolverines will keep an eye on a possible fake. But there's the flying D coordinator.
You know, he's making an adjustment. The bird call, I think. Whatever that is.
Well, whatever it was,
it worked.
It did. And there's a penalty flag. This could give the Hawks a first down, but there's a fumble at the other end, and they'll take the ball right there. Another Michigan mistake as Greg Matthews fumbles the punt, and the Hawkeyes have an opportunity.
Well, a mental error here for Michigan. Not only were they had Graham running into the punter.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. That penalty's declined. We have a turnover. First down.
But Matthews losing his concentration and fielding the football. He'll come from your right. Gets into Donahue's grill right here. He tries to let up. Donahue, a little bit of an acting job there. It's irrelevant because the ball is dropped by Greg Matthews, the veteran, right through his hands. And the Hawkeyes are there to pick it up.
The senior receiver turns it over. And now it's Stanzi and the Hawks. Robinson will be the running back. First down and goal. Rolling to the right, slips the tackle, fires end zone, out of bounds. Incomplete. Johnson Koulianos, the target.
How about Woolfolk? Or actually, it's not Woolfolk. I thought Woolfolk was coming on a blitz there. Woolfolk's actually back in coverage that time. That's Brandon Herron, who had a pretty good shot to be able to make the play. But again, you and I keep talking about it on air and even off air. Ricky Stanzi doing just enough to keep plays alive. Johnson Koulianos was actually out of bounds and came back in, so that catch wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Stanzi to throw. Wager drops it off in a foot race, and he's to the 2-yard line and brought down from behind by Eze.
How about Eze matched up man-to-man with Wager slipping out of the backfield. He's going to stay with him. Not only staying with him, but out in the open field, there's an advantage there with speed, but Eze brings him down. Great play to save the touchdown.
So they will change sides. This presentation of Saturday Night Football, presented by Southwest Airlines, returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Saturday Night Lights in Iowa City. We've got a 2-point Iowa lead. They have a 3rd and goal as we start the 4th quarter. Wager will be the running back. Not going to make it. Decision time for Ferentz. He's up by 2 right now, and this is a 4th and goal.
But the effort here by Michigan's defense, the penetration and the effort to push. Ryan Van Bergen in the middle of that defense got a good push there that instantly made Werger have to cut that back before he wanted to.
They're going to go. Stanzi's got the signal. It's a jumbo. They've sent extra blockers in. Big defensive linemen. Wager is lined up behind the fullback. Ferentz didn't hesitate. Rolling to throw it. Incomplete. Michigan takes over. Almost intercepted in the end zone. That was Stevie Brown, the linebacker and converted safety.
Ricky Stanzi gets impatient here. He actually should have continued on the move. He wanted so badly to throw it to Moeaki, but Brown's right there. If you look, there's nobody to the corner. Ricky Stanzi at that time probably could have walked to the end zone. There's nobody out to the outside. If he can get to the corner there, that's a touchdown.
Life for the Wolverines, but they are some 98 yards away. Let's see what Tate Forcier and the Wolverine offense comes up with. Minor. Just trying to get a little daylight, and he's almost hit down in the end zone, but he gets out to the 1-yard line, and that was Klug, number 95, the big defensive tackle.
Risky play calling right now for Rich Rodriguez. Klug and Anger, the entire defensive front 7 getting in there, pushing the Michigan offensive line back. What great effort there by Klug.
Does Rodriguez dare throw out of this situation? 2nd down and 10. Forcier is back in the gun in the end zone. You bet. Forcier trying to take off. He's going to have to throw it downfield. Got an open receiver. Incomplete. He had Stoneham open for a second, and it'll be 3rd and 10, and it looks like Forcier's hand was shaken up a little bit.
Well, Michigan's offensive line gave him all the time that he needed there. You know what didn't happen is that Michigan wide receivers didn't work with Forcier. They were kind of standing there looking at him instead of fighting to get open.
I wonder if he raked Benz, who was coming in on him there late. 3rd down and 10 now. Rodriguez will send the play in from the sideline. But here we are, 3rd and 10 for Forcier, and he rolls out to the right. Throws deep down the sideline. Incomplete, and the Wolverines are forced to punt out of their own end zone. Greenwood, the safety, coming over against Matthews.
I like to call it just because you get the quarterback away from potential trouble by rolling him out, and you put it up there. If it's intercepted, it's almost like a punt. Matthews really didn't have much of a chance there to make the catch.
See how close Mesko is standing to the end line. What a punt this is. From his own end zone, and scooped up by Sandeman, and trying to get an alley out of bounds, but into Wolverine territory at the 42. 13 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, down at Baton Rouge, only 3.5 minutes, and the Gators lead that one 13-3. Stanzi, he's got Moyaki, and Reisner's out in front. This could be a second touchdown. Moyaki scores for the second time here tonight. A 42-yard score, and Reisner, the other tight end, he led the way to the end zone. So Kirk Ferentz's decision to pass up the field goal, leave Michigan in poor field position, pays a dividend after the punt. And here's Murray tacking on the extra point. It's back to 9. When he's good, he's very, very good. 2 touchdown for the tight end, Moyaki. We've got a timeout. On the great farms in the Midwest, the work never stops. Corn harvest this time of year. Then on the weekends, they'll take a little break, watch the Hawkeyes, watch a little NFL football. Then it's back to work. Here's Murray kicking off for the Hawkeyes, who lead it by 9 again. This one will be fielded at the 5-yard line by Stoneham. That's around the 25. Born to run. Every time you see the young man from Florida, you think he's going to run, and he may run out of his shoes. You all know the story, right? Doesn't tie the shoelaces, okay? Well, here's a scoop, okay? There's Velcro down there. Keeps those shoes on. That's his secret. And he got the first down, but he took a lick as he came across to pick it up that time, and he was smacked by anger.
One thing that he brings to this table, obviously with Forcier now watching from the sideline, is the speed from that position. But Brent, he can throw the football. His technique maybe not where eventually it'll become, but he is not just a change of pace quarterback for Rich Rodriguez. I think Rich Rodriguez really loves what Robinson brings to the table, and the difference is Robinson didn't come in and start to practice until August.
Taking off again. Anger. Now, I would guess that Anger will just spy on him because he has such a tendency to take off and run.
Well, Robinson has, Brent, a strong arm, and at some point when he's in the game, Iowa putting everybody up to stop him or Minor from running the football, so you know he's going to have to throw it eventually.
Here's eventually. it's complete for a first down. Eventually was Darryl Stoneham.
One thing that Rich Rodriguez told us this week that really caught my attention, he said he's one of the fastest guys he's ever coached to play quarterback for him in all the years he's been coaching. Says a lot considering some of the guys that have played for him. He wants him to pick up the pace.
Remember, they're down a couple of scores. Taking off to the left, picking up a couple of yards, and going to throw again, looking for a receiver, still looking, finally takes off. He's to the 23-yard line, and that's another first down for the Wolverines. So the backup quarterback here, Denard Robinson from Florida, starting to move the Wolverines.
Brent, this is the L1 button if you play college football, NCAA 2010. I mean, that is just a little jump cut there, and he picks up the first down.
Sweeping to the left, cutting back behind a block, short of the 15-yard line, and Anger is there again, but the Wolverines are coming right down the field here behind their backup quarterback.
He is really creating tempo right now, and you can see the offensive line doing a good job of not only getting blocks up front on the D-line, but getting to that second level and getting a hand on those linebackers.
Now rolling to the right and firing complete. And that's a first down. He puts it in Junior Hemingway's hands, and this an impressive drive behind the backup quarterback.
What's really impressive is the tempo and how quickly they're getting up to the line of scrimmage. 4.5 minutes to go. Michigan with 1 timeout, the 2 scores. Now they have to be able to execute with a quarterback that's a runner inside that 10-yard line.
He hands it off, and Shaw is belted by Claiborne. I mean, Big 94 said,
When you become one-dimensional with your attack, it becomes very difficult to execute down inside this area. Won't be surprised to see him roll to the outside to give him that ability to run or throw it.
Now 2nd down and goal. Robinson sweeping to the left, cutting back against the grain, and battles close to that 3-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and goal coming up for the Wolverines.
Pat Anger doing everything he can.
Here's what's interesting at 3:40 to go. Rodriguez has got a tough call to make if he doesn't stick this one in the end zone. You're 2 scores out, but a field goal can help you, but he's so close he may want the touchdown, and he wants it to pick the tempo up. Robinson, right side, cut back toward the end zone, and he's got the touchdown.
He still wants to hurry up. How about that 11? How about that? Hurry up, let's go. That extra point team out there. Want to play some defense. 11-play drive, and Denard Robinson gives Michigan a spark.
Olesnavich can make this a 2-point game. Pulled that one a little bit, but still it's good. We've got a 30-28 score. 3:16 to go. Oh. Here it is. It's the onside kick. That's what they went for, out of bounds. There's the penalty on the kickoff going out of bounds. We got a 2-point game, but now, Herbie, it is up to the Wolverine defense here. And Wager, the freshman running back, gets the first carry here, and the Wolverines are down to only 1 timeout.
It looks like they're saving it here. Greg Robinson halfway out in the field yelling instructions to his defense. They're going to probably save this, hoping to get this Iowa offense to 3rd down.
2nd down and 8.
Melt the clock here all the way down to 1 second if you're Ricky Stanzi.
They're going to put it in the air. Now he's going to keep it. Cut back. Does not get the first down. Greg Robinson and the Wolverines have put him in 3rd down.
Wow. Did Ricky Stanzi and Iowa catch a break? I love the aggressive play calling, but wow, the best defender on the field has a chance to wrap up Stanzi. He gets around him, and then you're thinking, is he going to fumble the football as he runs right into the safeties without getting down? Right there, Brandon Graham would love to have that play back. But good effort by Stanzi there, and Michigan uses that last timeout. This is it right here.
They'll show the power I formation. They have thrown out of this formation with a naked bootleg. They're going to stay on the ground, and they're going to give their punter a chance. And that defense was led by Mouton of the Wolverines.
Well, they committed to stop the run. If they would have gone play action, there was nobody back except the safety in the middle of the field. How about Mouton that time shooting the gap and making the play? Jonas Mouton, the junior from Los Angeles, lowers the boom here and gives Wolverines a shot.
Hemingway is standing back at the 10. This is Donahue. 2 outstanding punters in this game tonight. Mescu, of course, for the Wolverines, and now it is Donahue's turn to see if he can seal them up with Hemingway standing on the Wolverines' 10-yard line. So here comes Donahue, hangs one up high. Hemingway bluffs fair catch. Takes a little bit of a Michigan hop. when it turned over and hit the ground, but it'll still be inside the 20-yard line, and no doubt about it, he's coming back with Robinson. Tate Forcier has been brought back. And it will be Robinson. So here's Denard Robinson all alone with 5 wideouts. A minute and a half. No timeouts. First down will stop the clock briefly. Denard's going to fire out of it, and it is complete to the 32-yard line and Odoms, and they must hurry up.
He gets the first down here to stop the clock. A nice job by Robinson here. Empty backfield, stepping back, buying a little bit of time and making the throw to Odoms, who made the adjustment to come back to the football.
Here's Robinson rolling right, going to keep this one out to the 38-yard line. The long field goal for the Wolverines this year, Herbie, and you mentioned it because that's all they need, is a 44-yard field goal. Okay, that has been their long of the season. Robinson looking downfield, middle, overthrown, intercepted. This will do it. Hawkeyes. Brett Greenwood with the interception at the 25-yard line. And the Hawkeyes will stay undefeated with the second longest winning streak in the country behind only Florida. And the next 2 weeks are critical for Iowa. First, they will go to Madison to play Wisconsin, then East Lansing to play Michigan State.
This is part of being a young quarterback, and he'll have a chance to go look at this. Rich Rodriguez will talk to him about this. He actually had Martavius Odoms underneath in a play that would have picked up a lot of yards for Michigan. I think he started to panic back there because he was back there so long. Odoms is going to come right here, and I thought for a second that he looked at him and saw him. Look how he breaks free. There's nobody there. If he dumps it to him with his speed, not only does he pick up big yards, he gets out of bounds. He got impatient there and just put it up into coverage, making it pretty easy for Greenwood. That's part of being a young quarterback.
Herbie, that's the 5th turnover of the night for the Wolverines. Ricky Stanzi, who started the night throwing a pick-6, comes back. Kirk Ferentz and Iowa prevail over Rich Rodriguez and the Wolverines. A 30-28 final. Let's go down to Lisa with the winning quarterback.
Whoa, thanks, Brent. Ricky, the game was out of your hands. What were you thinking when you were watching Michigan on that last possession from the sideline?
You know, we had confidence in our defense. We weren't too worried. I mean, our defense has been doing a great job all year, and you know, we're really proud of them.
2 touchdown passes to Milwaukee. What was working on that play? Why did that play work so well?
You know, Tony does a great job of blocking and making the run really look like the run, and then when he gets a chance, he went out a couple plays, and we had a great chance to give him the ball, and he can run once he gets it.
Now, you started off the game with a pick-6.
Yeah.
What were you thinking then?
Oh crap, you know, you don't want to start a game that way, but we were able to bounce back because of our defense, special teams, the guys on offense really gathering around each other.
All right, that's the second oh crap that I've gotten from you guys in consecutive games.
That's probably why I said it.
Brent, back to you. Congratulations to you. Back to you, Brent.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. The Hawkeyes 6-0 with a 30-28 win here tonight.
Kirk Ferentz again finds a way to win a football game, and when you face adversity like this and you're able to make plays, you're able to grow from it. Denard Robinson's going to bounce back from this. Michigan again, second week in a row. They push it into the final minute last week in overtime to Michigan State. This is a good young football team that's still going to accomplish a lot here in 2009.
See you in Dallas, partner.
You got it, my man.
30-28. Next Saturday, we'll be at the Cotton Bowl for college football on ABC. Oklahoma takes on Texas. It's the Red River Showdown at noon Eastern. Now let's take you to Times Square for the Ford wrap-up with Big John Saunders and smooth Jesse Palmer. Take it away, John. We had a great one here tonight in Iowa City. Hawkeyes win it 30-28.